What is up, guys? So man, we have a creep of the next level. This Hunter Cali guy has got out on bail and done some more bad stuff. The Deegans are not happy with Racer X, Davey, Coombs, and the crap that they're pulling. I'm going to let you know about this whole 450 at the final round. It's not as cut and dried as Racer X made it sound. If you haven't tried Nano-Extreme and you have some sort of pain, particularly like nerve pain, I'm telling you, Nano-Extreme will help you. Head over to Nano-Extreme, use code COOKSY and get free shipping. This is the best pain solution that I've ever used. If you want to know how to get yourself prepared for Loretta's or any race where the heat is going to be a problem, click the link below, talk to Coach Rob. Coach understands physiology and how to prepare you to get ready for a hot day, a hot event. So click that link and get your consultation with Coach Rob. We're getting to the last few days of AJ Wright's Crypto and V-Chain and their Tesla giveaway. This is their second car and they're giving away 4. And if you don't like Teslas, that's fine. They'll give you $42,000. But click the link, sign up, win your Tesla, $1,500 in crypto, and a bunch of other stuff. Head over to AJ Wright's Crypto and get signed up to win your Tesla or $42,000.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
So you guys remember this creep who was a riding coach, pro racer, who was caught sexual stuff with children. Well, this creep has got out on bail, and on bail, he can't even keep his nose clean. Looks like he did something to a pregnant lady. I'll tell you what, he has been spotted at a lot of the local tracks. Be careful. Be on the lookout for this guy. He's going under aliases, and the guy just will not go away. This dude needs to be locked up. The alias that I know he's been using is Jeremy Toledo. So if you see a Jeremy Toledo that resembles this Hunter Cali, it's probably him. He is pretty much on the run, and this dude needs to be locked up, and we need him away from our tracks and away from our children. And with Loretta Lynn's happening next week, we know Davey, Coombs, and the crew, they don't exactly watch for these guys. In fact, they've created an environment where these guys feel comfortable. We've had multiple sex offenders at Loretta Lynn's, renting golf carts, working the event, racing the event. So they are not scared to show up. And why they don't care about them, that's a really good question, and I'd like to know. But speaking of Coombs, they've just announced the Motocross donations will be in the United States in 2028 and 2031. And this is terrifying. This is terrifying. So Luongo in the MXGP class, they have completely exploited riders and teams. They don't pay anything back. That's why you see 19 guys on the line, because there's no way to make money unless you find a team or manufacturer who's willing to pay you to go race these races that really have nothing on the line. They're not professional races. You have to find your own sponsor to go to these events that sell tickets and promote you as a professional racer. But yet the event doesn't pay anything. There is zero profit sharing on MXGP, not even a purse, which is why that series, as many top guys as we have, and it's got some great racing. There's so many good things about the GPs. It looks amazing. The TV package, while they could probably update the server, it's a pretty good TV package. But if you want to go race this series, you have to do it on your own dime. You have to go out there, spend all your money to go racing. And if you win, you get nothing, absolutely nothing. And the dream of the sport is, hey, you know what? This is a sport unlike NASCAR or IndyCar where you can go buy a bike, make some modifications to it, and if you're really good, you can get into the top 10 and really make some noise at these professional races. You should at least be able to make some money back. You should at least be able to cover your expenses at the bare minimum. And while the AMA series doesn't pay very well, it at least pays back a little bit. But these guys don't want to pay anything. They believe they're doing you a favor by holding these races. And they kind of are. But the riders are doing the bigger favor by chasing the dream, representing, and giving them a product to sell. It's crazy to me that people just go, okay, no problem. If we don't get paid, we don't get paid. But we are so crazy about this dream of dirt bikes and racing, we are totally exploitable. And the MX donations is the worst of the bunch. Look at how many people, they exploit national pride from all countries. If you don't ride the Motocross to Nations for your country, you are deemed unpatriotic. It is a really bad label, and these riders don't want to have this. It is very important to their brands that fans believe in them. And if they can tarnish that by telling you, if you don't race this race, we're going to paint you as unpatriotic, that can hurt your brand. And the only way these guys make money is with their brand. So yeah, it's more like, hey, we're not going to incentivize you, but we're going to punish you if you don't do this. Motocross to Nations tickets are not cheap, and they get so many fans. The pay-per-view, how many people buy that just to watch that one event? They are making so much money. So much money that it's got Luongo, Feld, and Coombs on the same page. They're all like, hey, if we just stick together, these riders got no hope. If we work together in a collaboration, we'll never have to pay these idiots. That's how they look at us. And honestly, we're dumb enough to participate. There's fundraisers, and these fundraisers aren't from Coombs and Luongo to get the donations team there. The American is just a bunch of patriots that want to support the cause, because that's what we do. We want to support a good cause. So we are paying to go attend this event that they make tons of money on. They kind of blackmail the riders into being unpatriotic. If you don't go represent your country, you're a bad person, and it will hurt your brand. It will. They're making all this money, and they're not even paying for these top riders to go risk their careers. And these events don't pay them. Their brands, unless they've specifically negotiated with their own personal sponsors a bonus for the donations, they don't get anything out of it. They go there just to maintain their brand and not be deemed unpatriotic. And the event is awesome. I absolutely love watching the donations. I feel like as a country, we all come together. Other countries do the same thing. France does an amazing job at putting their team together. We do it as countries, but they've used this patriotism from all different countries to exploit us. And I don't want to see it go away. But what I want to see is profit sharing with the teams who are spending their money, guys who are risking their careers to show they're patriotic. They should at least have their expenses covered. The top 20 teams, I'm not saying you pay every single team. You don't pay Uganda to build a 3-rider team that's going to be lapped in the qualifiers. Sorry, guys. But if you can't get into the main show, then maybe you don't get your expenses paid. But if you can make that top 20, that's what we're paying to see. That's what we're paying to cheer for. You should be compensated for that. You should never be out of pocket. And it shouldn't be us, the people, donating money to get them there. It should be the promoters, these ones that are collecting money from Monster, and the plethora of sponsors who want to be involved in this event because it is so big. And with these promoters working together against the riders and the dream that we have, it's terrifying. It really is. They have a lot of power. How do we fight this? Well, I would love to see a boycott. I want to see these teams, all of them, not just the American team. I would like to see the French team, the Spanish team. I want to see these guys say, you know what? We're not going unless you can at least cover our expenses and add some bonuses for the team. These riders are risking their life, their limb, and their futures. The American riders already have to do 31 races. 31 races every week at the highest level. You can see the attrition. We've got guys dropping off week in and week out with fatigue, injuries. It's unreasonable. And then to cap it off, you're going to destroy their reputation as not being patriotic if they want to take some time off and not spend their own money to go racing. Keep in mind, in the off season, these guys make a lot of money. There's a lot of promoters that pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to get these guys overseas for show-up money. How can these events with far less fans, and they still have sponsors and stuff, how can they afford to pay these riders, but the biggest series can't? The math doesn't add up unless you look at greed. Greed and exploitation. That is what these three organizations have in common. And while I want to be happy that the donations is going to be here in 28 and 31, I do like it. I think it's great, except for the fact that it's an event designed to exploit patriotism and our love for dirt bikes. Riders, wake up. Looks like Deegans are kind of starting to wake up to this. Brian was very vocal on the Cam Hanes podcast about seeing how much money's out there and how little the riders are getting, and how the series, every week the announcers talk about the bonuses these guys are racing for, as if it's the series giving it to them. It's not. That is fraudulent and misleading. Like I said, you don't hear football announcers talking about Tom Brady's Nike contract and saying, oh, this Nike contract, if he throws another touchdown, Nike will get him $1 million if he wants to do it. They don't talk about that because that is none of their business. Their business is what the sport and the team pays them. And the sport that we love so much gives nothing back. Lowest profit sharing of any professional sport. That's why I argue it's not even a profession. It's more of an exhibition. You can't call it a professional sport or a league unless you offer riders a way to make a living. If you can't make a living or a profit, it's not technically a sport. It's an exhibition or an amateur race. If you're shipping anything and your company's struggling dealing with these janky shipping companies, reach out to Precision Transport. That's pretransport.com. They are reasonably priced, they are good people, and they will make you look like a rock star. At your company, you're going to be very popular once you hook them up with Precision Transport. Hit up pretransport.com. Alias MX gear. This has a tradition. This is a hardcore. If you see someone wearing Alias, you know they're a legit rider. They're not some poser wearing one of these other brands. They are somebody who understands the sport and follows the sport. So if you want to be part of that, get your 25.5 gear over at aliasmx.com. Don't be a poser, we're Alias. Racer X, Davey Coombs, the owner of the promotion, they put out a story yesterday saying that Hayden Deegan will be racing a 450 if he can lock up the title a week early. This is not true. That is not what was said, and that is not what's happening, and the Deegans are furious that they went ahead and announced this without even checking with them. So the story I got was Davey Coombs reached out to Bobby Regan, the owner of Star Yamaha and the guy behind it. And what Bobby Regan said was, yes, he's riding the 450, and if he clinches early, they will support him 100% if he wants to ride that 450 at the final round. Problem is, nobody asked the Deegans what they wanted to do. And they're pissed off. They're like, see, this is the organization trying to manipulate them into doing something they don't want to do for the benefit of the series. Because you know damn well if it's announced early that Hayden Deegan will be riding a 450, ticket sales go up, TV ratings go up. I'm interested in it, wouldn't you? Like, absolutely, it's brilliant. But you have to bring the riders in on it. And I'm going to do a little bit of speculation here. So last year, Hayden Deegan was going to go to Australia, and I've been told that they're trying to get him back there. It went really bad and really sideways, but I'll tell you what, money fixes relationships. And if they can get Hayden Deegan to make his 450 debut at the AUS-X Open, facing off with his rivals, the Lawrence brothers, that would be gigantic. And there are talks of this possibly happening. But Racer X, by announcing that he's going to be on a 450 ahead of time, you steal the thunder. So now you take the negotiating power that Brian Deegan has when he says, hey, that will be the debut. Because the first time he rides the 450, it will be the biggest. If he does it for free at the last national, he takes away that power, that buzz of the AUS-X Open. And Brian's pissed about that. That hurt the negotiating power with them with the AUS-X Series. Now, why would he go ahead and make this debut for free and ruin a payday if he can do it at the AUS-X Open? That's just stupid. Brian's a smart businessman. He understands this. He's like, no. And I believe, and like I said, this is secondhand information. I was told he talked to Davey Coombs in a very confrontational manner and said, listen, mother, if you want to pay him, 7 figures to ride that last round, yeah, go for it. But the fact that you're putting out fake news, maybe if he clinches it, maybe he'll skip the round. So that's actually more likely. It's more likely that he skips the final round if he clinches the title than in riding a 450 right now. The relationship is not good. And this is a battle that I've been talking about forever. The riders need to stand together and get what they're worth like every other professional sport. No more, no less. Just be treated like professionals. And I've said since day one, the rider who has the most power is Hayden Deegan. He's the most popular. He's the biggest one. He's the guy that moves the needle. Jet and Hunter, they're pretty big, but they're not quite at the level of Hayden Deegan when it comes to moving the needle and getting fans' attention. And I know there's no love lost between the Lawrences and the Deegans, but they're on the same side here. If they could get on board with the Deegans, if we can get the Lawrences, I'll tell you what, I will never say a bad thing about the Lawrences again if they can get on board with this and get profit sharing for the entire field and change the landscape of this sport. I will always be good to the Lawrences if they can do this. It is something that's bigger than them. It's bigger than the Deegans. And it is not going to be easy. These guys are not just going to roll over and just give these guys profit sharing. It's going to have to get ugly. And it might cost Deegan's and Lawrence's a little bit of money in the short term. But is that worth it to go down in history as the guys who saved the sport, the guys who made opportunities for generations behind them? I sure hope so. They have an opportunity right now to make history and change things. And like I said, I will make a deal with the Lawrences. You jump in and help Deegan's get what riders are after. I will never say another bad thing about Dazzy, Hunter, or Jet. Despite however I feel about their actions and their business dealings ahead of time, they can make all that right by fixing the sport. I will overlook all sorts of stuff if you can make that happen. Lawrence's, get with the Deegans, and you guys can change this sport for everybody. Thank you, members. I appreciate everything. Somebody's getting some Nano-Extreme this month. One of your lucky members. We got about 235 members now. And I draw one every month and give away a prize. And in December, one of you is going to win the new Power Sports XQi3. It's like a Sur-Ron, but better. It's got a linkage. It's got a more powerful battery. It's a nice bike. I have a Sur-Ron and the XQi3. The XQi3 is so much better. It handles better. It's a little faster. It's just more fun to ride. And this is the 12-month member shirt. I put out a list yesterday of people who've submitted their information and been crossed off the list. Once you hit 12 months as a member, you get this shirt. If you see somebody wearing this shirt, they're a member and they've been a member for 12 months. You know they're legit. So thanks, guys. I appreciate everything. And here's your member of the day.
Let's start this off by saying we got them. The illegal sale of American motorcycle racing. I present a case that reveals how the American Motorcyclist Association's 2008 sale of its racing properties constituted an illegal transfer of public trust into private hands. My name's B. Maisie, and I'm here to stir shit up. So I made a song for you guys. You know, it's crazy that the riders still gotta pay to race, even though these guys are just filling their pockets because they're money-hungry, greedy, stupid mother, ex-circus owners, but still got the same mindset for the Supercross. Screw Feld, screw the AMA, and screw Rob Dingman.